What up? It's Wall Street. Ready to talk about the NBA once again. Today I want to talk about one of the better teams in the league. Team that has taken most people by surprise so far this season with just how good they have been. The Houston Rockets, who are currently sitting at number 2 in the Western Conference at 27-13. Second only in the Western Conference to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I believe they are the 4th best team in the league overall, behind the Cavaliers, Thunder, and Celtics. So what I want to talk about is who's the best player on this team? Because the talent is very deep, and they have a very deep starting lineup through their bench. You know, they have Cam Whitmore, they have Thompson, they have Reed Shepherd, who's not even playing, Dylan Brooks, Jaylen Green, Alperen Sengun, Jeff Green, Fred VanVleet, Aaron Holiday. They have so many good, talented NBA players, and this team is most likely going to go pretty far in the playoffs this year, I think, personally. And I want to talk about who the best player is, because a lot of people have been debating this. A lot of people think it's Sengun. A lot of people think it's Jaylen Green. A lot of people think it's Fred VanVleet. I personally think the best player on the Houston Rockets is Alperen Sengun. And I say this because he's the most consistent player that they have. Fred VanVleet is obviously the most, I want to say, accomplished, right? I mean, Jeff Green also an NBA champion, but Fred VanVleet, champion with the Toronto Raptors. I believe he's been an all-star. Fred VanVleet actually did not play last night against the Kings because he was out due to personal reasons. Hope all is well with Mr. VanVleet. But he was an all-star in Toronto in 21-22, which is very impressive for an undrafted player. He's a very good defensive player for his size. They list him at 6 feet, but he's probably not taller than 5'10". So I have a lot of respect for Fred VanVleet. I think he's a great player, and he's just not, I don't think he's the most valuable or talented player on this team. And that's not a knock at him. Like, this team is just insanely deep, which is why they're so good right now. Jaylen Green, I also don't think is the best yet. I think him and Sengun are very close in competition to being the best player, but I think Jaylen Green is also not as consistent as Sengun. And Jaylen Green is a little bit more one-dimensional, whereas Sengun is an all-around type of player and has more size too. He's just more of a force. But Jaylen Green's averaging 21.5 points per game this season. His last 5, he's put up 28 against the Kings, put up 34 against the Nuggets, put up 42 against Memphis, put up another 27 game before that, also against Memphis, and then 29 points against the Washington Wizards, which was tough for me to watch. But Sengun is the best player on this team, in my opinion, because he's similar to Jokic, where like he looks like he has never played basketball before, but is somehow like just makes every shot he takes and gets every rebound, can make insane passes without even like having his eyes open. It's ridiculous. So I think Sengun's potential is just like through the roof, and he's more likely than not going to be an all-star this season. I think the Rockets will probably just have one all-star. I don't think it's going to be Fred VanVleet. I don't think it's going to be Jaylen Green. It could be, but I don't think it's going to be. I think if they wanted to give them 2 all-stars, it would be Jaylen Green and Sengun. But I think if they're going to just pick one guy, because I don't know if Jaylen Green or Sengun have enough votes to start. I know Sengun's getting a lot of fan votes, but if he does not get the start, he's probably going to be named a reserve. And it would definitely be a snub if the Rockets have no one from their team that makes the All-Star team, because A lot of times the NBA wants to reward winning, and if you don't name an all-star from this team, like, you're basically just going against that principle. Like, they are winning. They are one of the most improved teams, if not the most improved team in the NBA. So I think Sengun deserves to be an all-star. He's putting up basically like 20 and 10. I think he's right at 19.3. That's what he's at. And 10.4 rebounds per game and 5.1 assists per game. Very impressive. Very, very, very impressive. And he's played 40 games so far this season. His scoring is a little bit down from last season. He was averaging 21.1 points per game last year. But he's also playing a minute less per game. His shooting percentages are not as good. He's shooting 49% from the field this year compared to 54% last year. A little bit down from three. Could definitely work on his three-point game. Shooting 72% from the line and grabbing 7 defensive rebounds and 3.5 offensive rebounds per game. So Sengun is going to be really good. He's just that guy. He's a big dude. He's 6'11", 235, can play the center or the power forward position, can handle the ball decently well, is one of the best post players I think we have in the league right now. There's not many guys that can do what he does in the post, and he's going to be good. He's going to get a lot better than he is right now. I think he's only 22 years old. Yeah, he's 22, was born in 2002, making me feel old. And he is from Turkey. Shout out Turkey. And was the 16th pick in the 2021 NBA draft. And guess who picked him, but traded him away? The Oklahoma City Thunder. They really know how to draft, those guys in OKC. Like Sam Presti, I can't give that guy enough credit. Just really knows how to draft good players that are going to have good, successful careers in the NBA, and their skills from wherever they played prior, it seems like they just always translate to the NBA. So shout out to the Oklahoma City coaching staff as well as the front office for just knowing how to utilize guys that they pick in the draft. It's crazy. And I'm saying all of this when they traded away Sengun, but still, it just goes to show that they know how to pick players. So I want to know what you guys think, though. Who do you think the best player on the Houston Rockets is this season? Do you think it's Sengun? Do you think it's Jaylen Green? Do you think it's Fred VanVleet? Do you think it's Thompson? Do you think it's someone else? Let me know in the comments. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate you doing both of those things. Helps me, helps the channel, helps YouTube know what you like, helps everybody. Without further ado, I'll catch you guys with the next one. Stay safe, handle business, stand on business. Peace.